Welcome to Resumes That Get Results. This workshop is tailored to individuals with experience. Graduate students, alumni, and non-traditional students will benefit most from this workshop. For more basic information on resumes, please consider participating in the three-part workshop series that is comprised of the following. Part 1, Getting Started with Your Resume, which discusses resume basics. Part 2, The Objective and Your Education, which reviews the objective and education sections of the resume in detail. Part 3, Experience Matters, which provides detailed information on how to describe your skills and experiences in a way that will market you. Your resume needs to be about you. What do you have that the employer wants or needs? Think about your most important qualities in the industry where you're applying for positions. Tailor your resume to that industry. The organization of your resume content is important. Your goal is to capture the reader's attention. Make him or her want to keep reading your resume. Remember, the average reader spends approximately 10 seconds reviewing a resume. That being the case, catch the reader's attention quickly. Put the most important information first, followed by lesser important information. Do this from the employer's perspective, not yours. For example, dates are not usually the most noticeable piece of information about a person. Therefore, it's a good idea to place dates on the right side of the page so the dates are not the first pieces of information the reader learns about you. Another great way to capture the reader's attention is to use buzzwords throughout your resume. The greater number of keywords that appear in your resume, the more hits your resume will generate. The greater number of hits your resume receives, the greater likelihood that your resume will be read by a person. Keywords can include job functions, action verbs, degree information, company products or names, job titles, and industry-specific terminology and acronyms. Focus the content of your resume on the specific skills and duties required of the position. Incorporate as much of that as possible into your resume. Your education is important and potential employers do care about your education. However, since you have paid professional experience, that should become more of a focal point. Many experienced professionals will restructure their resumes in order to place paid professional or related experiences closer to the top of the resume and education and training information closer to the bottom of the resume. Ultimately, you have to decide what is going to sell you more. What will capture the reader's attention. As your professional experience increases over time, the information under education can be condensed in order to make room for higher level experiences and responsibilities. Consider eliminating information such as relevant coursework, honors and awards, and collegiate related information to make room for more professional information. Before, your educational information may have looked similar to one of these examples listed at the top of your resume. Now that you have paid professional experience, you may want to consider formatting similar to these examples and list the educational information closer to the bottom of your resume. Notice how the educational information is more condensed. This provides space on the page that allows you to expand and focus on other accomplishments or responsibilities that are higher level and more relevant. Catch the reader's attention. Provide them with little pieces of information about your key skills or accomplishments. As an entry-level professional, you probably used an objective to introduce your resume. Now, with more experience to sell to employers, you may want to consider including a profile, a professional summary, or key accomplishments section at the top of your resume, or immediately following your objective. Here are some additional examples for you to review. What sells you? These are some possible headings you can use to help organize the content of your resume. Using a variety of headings will help you restructure your resume in order to give certain items higher priority and help them shift closer to the top of your resume so they will be noticed more quickly. This list is not all-encompassing. Think outside the box and determine if there are other headings that will be more powerful and impactful than the ones listed here. Consider using specific skill sets that are relevant to the industry where you are working. Make sure your resume is professional and that it works for you. Once you decide on the headings for your resume, decide which format to use, then work on adding or organizing the content. The next few slides will discuss various formats for your resume. Place headings on your resume in order of importance, most important to least important. Consistency is still important in your resume. If your job title is listed first in one place, it should be listed first for every occurrence within that section. If you bold your job title one place, bold it everywhere. Make sure the format of dates is consistent throughout the entire resume. If your resume will be multiple pages, make sure you include your first and last name and page 2 of 2 at the top of the second page. There are basically 3 types of resume formats: chronological, functional, and combination. In the past, you probably used the chronological or combination format. With these formats, information is listed in order by date, most recent information to least recent. The next few slides will provide examples of each resume type in order to provide you with a better understanding of each so you can determine which format will work best for you. This is an example of a chronological resume. Notice how experiences are listed in reverse chronological order and that each experience is summarized in detail using bullets to organize your duties and responsibilities. This allows you to show a solid work history, but doesn't always highlight the most important information first. In some situations, you may have an experience that is extremely important and relevant, but it is not in your most current position. If you use the chronological format, the employer may scan your resume, lose interest because you're not sharing information relevant to the position, and never get to that important information about you. This is an example of a combination resume. Notice how headings are more specific and focused on skill sets of interest to potential employers. Within each heading, information is listed by job title and employer in order of most current experience to least current. Bullets are still used to organize information and make it easier to read. Here is a sample functional resume. Notice major headings, professional skills, and employment history are bolded. Subheadings under professional skills include skill sets of interest to employers: customer service, supervisory, quantitative, and computer skills. You may use these headings, but also consider other headings that may highlight skills sets specifically related to a specific industry or field. With a functional resume, you combine major bullet points from several positions into one functional area. This avoids redundancy if you've had similar responsibilities at multiple jobs. When using the functional resume, it's important to include this section on employment history. This lets the employer know you have a solid work history and that you are not trying to hide gaps in your employment. Regardless of which resume format you decide to use, bullets are a great way to organize your resume in a concise way that will catch the reader's attention. In addition, quantifying your experiences can help to set you apart from the competition. Provide numbers to demonstrate the percentage or amount of growth, daily sales revenue, how many clients you have, or how many individuals you supervised and/or trained. This is an effective way to show your accomplishments and how you contributed to the success or growth of the organization. This abbreviated workshop should provide you with some ideas to get started on creating your next resume. For more information on resumes, contact the Career Center or consider completing the additional online workshops in the series. Visit the website at www.ship.edu/career. Click Career Tools on the left side of the page for a variety of resources, workshops, and PDFs on career-related topics. If you are completing this seminar series for course credit, please complete the following steps in order to ensure you receive credit from your professor. Review resume workshops parts 1, 2, and 3 in their entirety. Go to www.ship.edu/career. Click Online Resume Workshops under Surveys and Feedback, and complete the online survey completely and accurately to ensure you receive credit. If you still have questions concerning the content of this workshop, your resume, or would like to schedule an appointment, contact the Career Center at 717-477-1484 or by email at career@ship.edu. For alumni, call 717-477-1218 or email alumni@ship.edu.